Hey everybody, how's it going? Travel Man Dan here, and welcome to this week's episode of Reading Man Dan. This is the third installment of the 2020 Vlogmas. And well, this book that we're going to be reading today brings back a lot of memories because this was my favorite franchise of books. This is one of my favorite stories growing up, and well, today I'm going to be reading you The Berenstain Bears and The Joy of Giving. Whoo! Gonna be fun, gonna be exciting, so sit back, relax, and get ready for the show. Let's go! Alright everybody, good to see you here. Thanks for joining. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button right there. Ring the notifications bell so that you're notified when new videos come out every week. Go ahead, give me a like, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about this episode, or if you can make a suggestion, I'd love to hear from you. But now, let's get started. We're going to be reading The Berenstain Bears and the Joy of Giving. Now, The Berenstain Bears, for me personally, was one of my favorite franchises, if not the favorite franchise, that I liked to have read to me growing up. I love the cartoons and I just love the story. It just really kind of signifies family, and it's centered around these really cool bears, and I just really enjoyed it. And this book is going to be a really fun book. Alright, we open it up and right away it gives us, well, kind of the moral of the story. It says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts 20:35. Really cool. I mean, think about that. It's more blessed to give than to receive. And I want you to kind of linger on that thought, if you will, throughout the book. Here we go. The Berenstain Bears and the Joy of Giving. Written by Jan and Mike Bernstein. It was the week before Christmas, and all over Bear Country, everyone was busy getting ready for the big day. There were Christmas shopping, and Christmas decorating, and Christmas everything. Down at the chapel in the woods, the cubs of Bear Country were busy getting ready for their Christmas Eve play. Alright, check that out. Okay, so we can see their town is getting ready. People are over here shopping. They're decorating the tree. Over here, they're getting their house ready. And the kids, well, they're on their way to go practice the Christmas play at school. Are you in a Christmas play? If you are, go ahead and put it down in the comments. Let me know who your character is. I'd love to hear from you. It was the story of the first Christmas, and brother and sister had an important role. They were to be the camel of the three wise bears. Sister was the front end of the camel, and brother brought up the rear. They thought it was the best costume ever. Miss Ursula, their Sunday school teacher, was directing. "All right, wise bears," she called. "Enter stage right." All right, so let's check it out. We have brother and sister, and they are, well, they're the components of the camel, which is cool because to them it's the most important role. And then we have the teacher, Miss Ursula, telling everyone to get started and well, enter stage right. The three wise bears came on the stage. They carried gifts and wore long robes, crowns, and fake beards. They followed the Christmas star made of foil-covered cardboard that hung above the stage. The first wise bear was played by Sammy Bruno, what a name, who had a loose front tooth that made it a little hard to understand. A star, he cried. "I see a star." Miss Ursula sighed. "Okay, camel," she called. "You're on." Sister and brother followed the three wise bears, but it was hard to see out of the costume. And sister accidentally knocked over a palm tree. The three wise bears tripped going down in a triangle. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Look at this. First of all, let's take a look. Alright, here we have the three wise men. And Sammy Bruno, with one tooth, has a little bit of a lisp, huh? Okay, and then down over here, it's so hard for brother and sister to see inside the camel. They knock over a palm tree, and then all the other people in the play go ahead and trip and fall down. And, well, Miss Ursula is not too pleased with this rehearsal. Oh dear, said Mrs. Ursula. Will we ever be ready? Sorry, Mrs. Ursula, said Sister, poking her head out. It's hard to see in here. I'll need to make your peepholes bigger, said Miss Ursula. That's enough for today, Cubs. It's time to go home. The Cubs took off their costumes and went into the chilly evening air. Brrr, shivers Sister. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Yeah, agreed Brother, and looking that way too. The whole neighborhood was decorated for Christmas. Sister and Brother walked home in the soft glow of many colorful lights. Wow, okay, so let's take a look. Over here, we figured out what was wrong. The peepholes just need to be a little bit bigger so that Brother and Sister can see properly outside the candle. But take a look as they walked home, and it's starting to feel like Christmas, and it's starting to look like Christmas is the houses. Wow, don't you just love when people put lights on their houses and you can feel that warmth and glow of all the Christmas lights? I know growing up in Kenmore, New York, I absolutely love the neighborhoods there and look forward to seeing those Christmas lights on all the houses each and every year. The next day, the Bear family went shopping. It was time for Brother and Sister to pick out a few special gifts. This year, they had 2 crisp $10 bills from Grizzly Gramps and Gran to spend on others. Woohoo! We're going to the mall! Of course, Brother and Sister hoped they would have some money left over for themselves. Sister was saving for a brand new Barbie doll, and Brother wanted a special rubber band powered model airplane. Oh, check it out. So they're headed to the mall with Grandpa and Grandma, okay? But they have 2 crisp $10 bills, and they're excited about buying presents, but they're also excited about what they want, and they're hoping that they have some money left over so that they can go ahead and purchase the little items that they want. Papa and Honey helped Brother do his shopping, while Mama went with Sister. Brother picked out a Barbie doll outfit that he found on sale for Sister. And Sister bought a small airplane model for Brother. Each cost just a few dollars. Mama and Papa thought that maybe each cub should have spent more money on one another. What about the joy of giving? Whispered Mama to Papa. It seems Brother and Sister only care about the joy of getting. True, Papa agreed. But let's not interfere. They'll learn about the joy of giving for themselves. Alright, so we got the gifts picked out, and Brother bought Sister a little Barbie doll outfit, and Sister brought Brother a little smaller airplane. That's pretty cool. And then, if we go over here, well, Mama Bear is a little concerned. So she says to Papa, should we have given them some more money so that they could buy bigger gifts or multiple gifts, really kind of just celebrate the joy of giving? Papa says, no, they'll figure it out for themselves. Let's see what happens. Over the next few days, Christmas excitement in Bear Country grew and grew. Brother and Sister could hardly wait. They were going to be a camel and get lots of presents too. Play rehearsals went well. Sister could see better out of the bigger peepholes and everyone knew their lines, but it was still a little hard to understand Sammy Bruno, still talking with a lisp. When Christmas Eve finally arrived, practically everyone in Bear Country jammed into the chapel in the woods to see the Cubs perform. Wow, sold out show. A hush fell as the curtain opened and the play began. Alright, well, rehearsals seem to be going pretty good. That's a good sign. And over here, check it out. Look at all the people down below that have crammed in to see this exciting holiday show. First, the angel Gabriel came to Mary, telling her that she would give birth to Jesus. Then Joseph and Mary journeyed to Bethlehem, where the innkeeper gave them shelter in a stable. Very nice of him. There, Mary gave birth to a tiny baby who was laid in a manger. Aw, look at this. Beautiful. You gotta love that, right? They traveled on over to Bethlehem, and then the innkeeper gave them a little manger to go ahead and lay down their new baby. Wow, really exciting. An angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds, sharing the good news of Jesus' birth, so that they could go and worship the newborn king. Finally, the 3 wise bears and their faithful camel trooped on stage. The foil-covered Christmas star hung high and above the stable, sparkling in the spotlight. A star, I see a star, Sammy said, clearly. His loose tooth had came out backstage. This is great. Alright, so an angel appears and tells the shepherds to go and worship the newborn king. Then, over here, we finally see all the kings and then brother and sister right here in this camel outfit. Their peepholes are bigger. And how about Sammy Bruno? Luckily, his tooth fell out and he was able to pronounce, it's a star, I see a star, clearly. And well, looks like the show is going great. The 3 wise bears kneeled before Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. The shepherds and the angel joined them. Everyone bowed low before the tender baby. The 3 wise bears opened their treasures and gave Jesus their precious gifts. The audience grew very still. Then someone in the back began to sing softly. Silent nights, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. And the rest of the audience joined in near the end. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Check it out, that's awesome. Okay, so we have everyone huddled up around baby Jesus, and well, you know who it is Mrs. Ursula as she starts to sing that great Christmas song. And Silent Night is one of my favorites. I hope you enjoyed that quick little snippet. Stay tuned for the Travel Man Dan Christmas album. Really good stuff right there. Everyone enjoying themselves and having a beautiful, wonderful night on stage. Peeking out of the camel costume, tears came to sister and brother's eyes. It seemed they had never understood the joy of giving until that moment. All the gifts of all the Christmases of all the years went back to those first gifts given to the tiny baby long ago. The Christmas Eve play was over, and the audience cheered. Everyone felt the true spirit of Christmas had been with them all that night. Alright, look at that. Look at brother and sister peeking out from the camel, and they have tears in their eyes because, well, they have finally understood the true meaning of giving. And, well, everyone seems happy. They take their bow. The show is over. Everybody leaves fulfilled with the Christmas spirit. And, well, gotta say, looks like a good production to me. On Christmas morning, brother and sister led the family downstairs bright and early. But instead of heading to their own piles of presents, they went to their gifts for each other. Merry Christmas, they said, holding out their presents. From one end of the camel to the other, said brother. Thanks, laughed sister. You're a first-rate backup. Brother and sister were delighted with their gifts and gave each other big bear hugs. Honey opened her presents and brother and sister joined in. In the back of their minds, though they were still thinking about the money they had left over from their shopping trip. Alright, so let's take a look. So, still on the joy of giving, right? They come down, it's Christmas morning, they're excited. They go ahead, and instead of just opening the presents that would be for themselves, they offer up all their gifts that they purchased for each other. But then over here we see, well, they're very happy. Everyone opened up all their presents. And then on the minds of brother and sister, well, is the leftover money that they had when they went shopping with Grandpa and Grandma. Let's see what happens. Later that morning, the family went to the chapel in the woods for the Christmas Day service. A light snow covered the ground, and all of Bear Country glistened in the sun. On the way, sister and brother noticed a group of bears playing Christmas carols. They were collecting money for the needy in a big black pot. Brother and sister looked at each other, dug into their pockets, and dropped all their money into the pot. Wow, how special is that? First of all, take a look at Bear Country on that beautiful Christmas morning as the Berenstain Bear family goes on off to service at the chapel. But then they see these guys and they're out there and they're playing a little Christmas carols. They got the trumpet, the trombone, and they're taking donations for people that need, well, maybe they need food, maybe they need blankets, water, whatever. They're going ahead and taking donations, and brother and sister immediately dig into their pockets, grab that leftover money from the mall, and drop it in there. That is another special moment as they reach into their pockets, they grab that money, and they go ahead and they help donate to those in need. And that is, well, that may be the ultimate joy of giving. Mama and Papa smiled with pride. You know what the good book says, Mama told them. It's more blessed to give than to receive. We know, said brother. We receive an awful lot. So, it's time we gave some of it back. Look, said sister, feeling in her pocket. I still have a quarter. Honey reached for it, and his sister put it in her hand. Then, little Honey, holding on to Papa, toddled over to the big black pot and dropped the quarter in. The bears playing music paused. Merry Christmas, they all said. Aw, look at that. Alright, so first of all, brother and sister, they acknowledge that they received so much and that it's time to go ahead and give back. Very thoughtful. And over here, we have sister who found a little quarter in her pocket. Honey Bear reaches up for it, holds on to Papa Bear, and drops it into the big black pot. Even the little cub knows the importance of giving and helping. Merry Christmas, answered the bear family. The end. Wow. That was such an inspirational Christmas book. Well, not even just Christmas and holiday time, but a way that you'd probably want to live no matter what time of the year it is. That you're always going ahead and celebrating the joy of giving. Alright, so I have a couple of activities and questions that I'm going to read from the back of this book. If you want to go ahead and answer them back down in the comments below, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Number 1, how do you feel when you give a gift to someone? How do you feel when someone gives you a gift? Yeah, it's quite a different feeling, right? When somebody gives you a gift, you feel great, right? You feel happy, especially if it's something that you wanted. But I know from personal experience, I always feel better when I give somebody a gift and I give them something that they wanted, and to see the joy on their face and see how happy they are. Oh, it's such a pleasant feeling and really good for your soul. And well, some people are in need, and so whether it's a materialistic thing to some of your friends, family, or whether it's some complete stranger that needs food and water, or maybe a blanket and a jacket because it's cold outside. It's really important that you practice that, and I'm sure that you will probably feel just as happy, if not more, giving somebody something rather than receiving. Question 2. What is the greatest gift that you have ever received? What made it great? Wow. I mean, like I said, it's really tough to kind of say what is the greatest gift for me and what made it great, because I've had so much love. I've had so many gifts given to me, whether it be something monetary and material, or whether it just be from somebody's heart that has reached out and helped me along my journey, along my discovery of as an artist, or just throughout life in general. Yeah, there's so many things as I sit here and ponder it. I don't want to say one thing, but I know that you may not know this, but as a kid, baby kid, I was diagnosed with meningitis. I was very sick. It was in the late 70s, and the greatest gift for me was that the doctor that was taking care of me and really just watching over me, I was very sick. I don't remember much of it. I have a lot of scars, things like that, stories my parents told me, but the greatest gift for me was that doctor who went ahead and used the proper science to go ahead and bring me, you know, to health. You know, that was to me the greatest gift, because that allowed me to get to this point through life, and I'm forever grateful. And that to me was the greatest gift. But I'd love to hear what your great gift was. Talk about your family's gift-giving traditions and why it is important to give to others. Hey, I'd love to hear about your gift-giving traditions. At the Salay house, we always meet on Christmas morning and we pass out presents. A lot of us are getting older, but we still find a simple way to go ahead and give a gift to our brothers and our sisters, our mom and dad, and well, it's just such a fun tradition. I look forward to going home each and every year, and I'd love to hear how your gift traditions go. Well, that's going to do it for us today on this episode. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, give me a like, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you saw something fun and cool, like, well, our brother and sister were the camel in the play. Wow, how amazing is that? What a great role. I hope you learned something new and interesting, especially about the joy of giving. But most of all, I hope you were inspired to get this book yourself and go ahead and read it. Or, well, maybe watch this episode again. But really, just kind of take in the lesson that is taught and the morals of the story that's going on here with the Berenstain Bears. I'm sure you're going to love it. And lastly, I just want to say Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, Happy Holidays. I wish you all peace, love, joy, and happiness throughout all the seasons. And thanks again for watching. I'm Travel Man Dan, aka Reading Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.